you're a psycho.
Yeah. Who, me?
Yes.
Why? Why? Why am I a psycho?
The fact you would just not react, pack your bags, walk out the door. He's there like begging you, like on his knees at the top of the stairs while you just trot down in your Louboutins and just like trot out the door and drive away. Or the last thing he hears of you is the screeching of the car as you drive away to never hear from you again.
Yeah. No,
it's terrifying.
I'll tell you the last thing he'll hear of me. That is me getting in the car and like just putting on a banging tune. Windows down, wind in my hair. I'm like, see you later.
You literally pull the top up of the car and then you just hear do 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 do. Scrub is a guy to get it right. I'm a stop at 9:30.
Literally, I'm
no,
just like,
I don't want your number. No, I want to give you mine.
I would, or just from episode 1, Khalees Milkshake, because.
Welcome to the What Would You Do podcast with JJ and Nimi, the podcast where
shit happens.
Shit happens. It really does. Yeah, welcome to it. We are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, we are on YouTube, and we are also in your ears, living and breathing in your brains.
Mm-hmm.
So what we would like from you is that you stop the podcast. Stop it.
Why?
Go on YouTube, subscribe. Go on what you're listening on, be it Spotify, Apple, Angami, Amazon, and hit 5 stars. Give us a 5-star rating. Write something nice about us.
Preferable.
What you don't know about Nimi is that she's very... Her day is set up by the positive comments you give her.
Literally based on that.
Literally based. If you give her a negative review, she'll have a negative week.
And maybe month.
And then impact everyone else negatively.
Yeah.
But if you just say, Nimi, like your hair today, because I know you've done it especially nice today.
Well, it got done, yeah.
Yes, it got done. So therefore, comment on it, say it looks nice, and it will boost her mood.
Yeah.
Me, I'm very much comfortable in my skin, and I don't need that.
I mean, the thing is, I know our listeners and I know they're reading through your bullshit. So it's just, look, we're into episode 6 already.
If I'm going to be collateral on nice messages, also message me nice things too.
Yeah, I think it's only fair as a byproduct.
Yeah.
Guys, what would you do? Episode 6. Thanks for just like rolling with us. We pretty much have been getting the most amazing feedback. So thanks for it. Blah, blah, blah. Amazing. Cool. I'm not going to bore you with all of that.
No, not going to bore you with the nice messages you've been giving us. Obviously, it's nice for you to keep sending them.
But the other day,
go on.
I sent you that screenshot. We got a DM from someone who thanked us for being born.
I replied to her because you didn't reply to the message.
No.
So I replied to her saying, I will thank my parents for consummating when they consummated.
Yes.
Because if my dad didn't ejaculate where he should have, or at that perfect moment, I wouldn't have been at the right place within his scrotum. Therefore, ejaculated first in the race, like Michael Phelps, swimming to the egg and winning. These things I think about often. If speak to Catherine, it blows my mind that had to have happened for me and you to be sat here doing this podcast right now. But not only that, my granddad had to have spaffed when he spaffed in order for my dad to have won that race, for then us to be born. And doesn't that blow your fucking mind?
Yeah, and this is why this is not a child-friendly podcast.
I think, no. When does sex education, when did it start for you?
It was year 6, so what was I? 10, 11.
So it's safe to say this podcast is safe for people over the age of 10.
I think we should just rebrand. Yeah, I think we should just biology with JJ.
But doesn't that blow your mind?
Yeah, no, you're so right actually, because also did you know
Go on.
that you like we were essentially like the egg was essentially in our grandmother. Like the biology and the cells of that egg were in our grandmother, which then obviously got passed on to the mother. And then we were born.
The same egg?
No, not the same egg, but the cells of it. So they say actually...
I just always assumed that when people were born and when they were being grown inside of a womb, that you would grow inside the egg. But actually,
not the case.
We're grown around the egg. We're grown around the egg.
Yeah.
And the egg stays inside us.
And clearly we didn't focus in school because we honestly, JJ, I'm looking at you right now and like we're trying to figure it out whilst looking at each other.
But we are the egg.
But we are the egg. But then also life is the egg.
Wow.
And it's just waiting to be cracked. And we're waiting for the crack and the opening where we come out looking all crazy and gooey and weird like they do in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But we're waiting for that moment. But maybe we're just destined to be in the egg.
And ready to be loved.
And ready to be loved and held. And maybe we don't need to be held by anyone else because the shell itself is protecting us, is hugging us.
The motherhood of shellness.
Wow.
If that makes sense. The bosom of the shell.
You're amazing.
That sounded like every single podcast clip I've ever listened to.
I know. This is if JJ and Nimi did a motivational, inspirational podcast. Who wants it? DM us.
I'm actually confused, but I'm here for it. But if anyone wants to DM us and actually give us that biology lesson of how it happens,
or just give us your best interpretations and analogies of it, and we will share it on the show.
We will share them on the show. Give your best analogies for life. And we will share them on the show because I feel like this is an inspirational podcast.
This is in so many indirect ways.
Always has been.
Yeah.
And always will be. How have you been?
I've been good. I just said to you off air, like I'm about to hit burnout. And I know I'm headed to burnout.
Chill out there. Like, my response is just go sleep.
And it's like, there's just no time. You know how it goes. We're adulting now.
Yeah.
What about you? How are you?
Good. If I was working on today has been a long day because I've just sat all day looking for a job role that we're trying to seek and employ.
Yeah, wow.
And there's been a couple of them. We've interviewed so many. There's been a couple of them I've wanted to just jump out the window.
Yeah.
One of them attacked me verbally.
What? Saying what?
Just verbally attacking the business, which confused me.
Just a little tip for anyone.
Because he wanted the job.
Yeah, just a little tip for anyone who's job searching at the moment. Don't attack the company that you're trying to get to hire you.
He's like, you should probably try this and do this and do this and do this. And I was like, maybe you should sell yourself and see why you'd actually be a good fit with this business. And then at the end of it, he was like, so when do I start?
No, but I've heard this, by the way. Also, I don't know if he was a Gen Z or maybe not, but like a lot of Gen Zs now, when they go for job interviews, they say like, okay, this is all cool, but what can you do for me? Like, why should I want to work for you?
I'm fine with that.
It's become like a two-way.
And we do that. Yeah. And we speak about ourselves and how amazing it is and how great it is to be a part of it. But don't come... He literally sat down and verbally attacked me. I felt like I was on a soap opera.
Did you tell him I'm CEO, bitch?
I was about to, after 5 minutes, going, can we wrap this up? But the people in the interview were asking questions. Anyway, we're done. This is the What Would You Do podcast. Yeah. Nimi has found a thread that will hopefully, inshallah, pick up the mood. Because you're in a bad mood.
I'm not in a bad mood. Don't, because now you said it, now I'm going to be in a bad mood. So don't say it. But this is funny because we just spoke about this on the radio. We got told we cannot be in a bad mood. Yeah. Like we have to pretend like we're happy all the time. But guess what, guys? It's just not reality.
This is life.
This is life.
Sometimes we're in a bad mood and sometimes we don't want to hear from you on your phone. Yeah. And you just try and win a prize. We know it's transactional. Yeah. We know you're listening to radio at times to win a prize.
Yes, you're using us.
So take your prize, be happy about it, and bugger off.
Yeah. I'm glad you got that out.
Thank you.
Okay, today's thread to kickstart episode 6.
Come on, baby!
So this guy posted on Reddit and he said, guys, I need your advice. I told my girlfriend I cheated. And in turn, what she did is she smirked.
Oh, I thought he'd slept with an intern.
No, in turn.
Oh, right.
In response.
Okay.
So, can I start again? I can see why the confusion.
I was like, oh, cool. No. Actually, don't get any ideas, son.
So, this guy has said that he told his girlfriend that he cheated on her. She smirked and kept doing her makeup. What does that mean? Now,
that would be...
Look at your face.
I just want to say... That would be the most terrifying thing ever if the girl didn't react whatsoever, just smiled and kept doing her makeup. Mine would be like, so many things would be going through my mind. I'd be like, she knew. Yeah. Girls always know. Yeah. She knew. Or she's misbehaving, and it kind of like validates that she's like, cool, I can get away with what I'm doing then.
Exactly.
But also, like, when you're going to bed at night, go to bed in bubble wrap because you're going to get shanked.
Well, exactly. There's so many things to think about here. Yeah. And the comments and the responses have been amazing because he's like been trying to seek advice. Like, guys, what does it mean? First of all, you know what it means.
Yeah,
you just know. Okay.
Well, what does it mean?
Well, you're asking me as well.
Yeah, I was thinking what I would maybe think it would mean, but I don't know what it actually means. It'd be terrifying.
So this was a thread on Instagram, can I just say?
I think if she said nothing, if she said nothing and she was just carrying on doing her makeup, she's obviously getting ready to go somewhere, but I would literally just grab my clothes, whatever I can in one handful, and just walk out the door because you know it's done. And you know she's now either waiting for a moment to actually hammer you with it, and you know it's coming at some point.
Yeah.
But you'd be terrified for the moment she picks, because she could pick a moment when you're just there with your boys having a good time, and then she'll just absolutely hammer you.
And she'll go crazy, or she'll turn up to work and start throwing things around. Look, I think what he expected was that she would react straight away. She'd be going nuts. She'd be crying. And not that he would want her to be crying, but if you tell someone that you've cheated on them, you want a bit of a reaction. You want them to show that they care.
He's had a conversation in his head previously going, I'm going to say this, and then she's going to say this, but then I'm going to say, oh, you weren't giving me X, Y, and Z, and then she'll say this, and then we'll hug, kiss, make up, make love, go to bed, wake up, and everything's fine.
Yeah.
And it obviously didn't go to
that
plan.
way. So I think
now he's gone to Instagram.
It's an ego thing though, right? It's an ego thing. So he was like, okay, she's not only did she just look at him, she smirked. That smirk says 1,000 things, guys. Like, if someone came to me, like if I was with someone, they turned to me, they were like, I just want to let you know that I've cheated. I genuinely think I would react the same.
I think you would as well.
You know me so well.
I think you would.
I reckon I would literally be like, okay. Nothing. The next thing, you do not see anything of my belongings. You will never see my face again. You will never hear of my name again. You are invisible. You do not exist. And that's how it should be handled.
So you would ensure that he doesn't hear of your name again?
Ever again. I don't think I would even react. Like, I'm just that type of person. But then I have friends who would completely respond the opposite
completely
way.
Kill the person.
Go nuts.
Yeah.
Makeup everywhere. Mirrors smashed. I don't know.
You're a psycho.
Yeah. Who, me?
Yes.
Why? Why? Why am I a psycho?
The fact you would just not react, pack your bags, walk out the door. He's there like begging you, like on his knees at the top of the stairs while you just trot down in your Louboutins and just like trot out the door and drive away. Or the last thing he hears of you is the screeching of the car as you drive away, to never hear from you again.
Yeah. No,
it's terrifying.
I'll tell you the last thing he'll hear of me. That is me getting in the car and like just putting on a banging tune. Windows down, wind in my hair. I'm like, see you later.
You literally pull the top up of the car, and then you just hear do 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 do. Scrub is a guy to get it bad. I'm a stop at 9:30.
Literally, I'm just
I don't want your number. No, I will give you mine.
I would, or just from episode 1, Khalees Milkshake, because we've got a track record here. I genuinely think she did a really amazing job. But look, Kerry Hilson replied on this post, and she goes,
Kerry Hilson?
Kerry Hilson as in...
Yeah. I don't know, but I've heard of her.
Kerry Hilson, what was her famous song?
It's just one thing you got me tripping a day.
That was Anne-Marie.
All right.
You are so wrong. Okay,
Sorry.
Anyway, Kerry Hilson, famous singer, whatever. She commented saying... My bro, she already knew she was actually getting ready because she was on her way to her next man.
I said that, to be fair. I think she knew.
Yeah, I think girls always know. Guys,
Why
guys.
do you hold it in for so long until we break?
I'll tell you what.
Tell you everything.
It's not even about, like, we're not 100% know, but you know, like the womanly instinct. We know something's sus.
It's the egg. We're going back to the egg again.
We know you're acting weird. Yeah. We know that, like, something isn't quite right. It's our gut instinct. We know it, but we're holding out. We're just going to wait, which is where we are wrong.
Yeah, but you wait for years.
Yeah.
Some of you wait for literally
a
decade.
Yeah, until it all comes out and you meet the other woman.
Like, honestly, it was like, say it to me, I'm on my final breath, I'm in my deathbed, I'm literally taking my last breaths, like, Catherine would slowly come to my ear and go, I know what you fucking did in 1992. So,
that would be
just so she knew. She knows that. I need to know that she knew.
Not only that.
And she got it off her chest, finally.
Not only that, she'll have the phone set up so she can record that moment and replay it to herself over and over
Play it to her
again.
friends and to her old girls and the old people saying, like, I fucking told you. I'm like a nerd, didn't I say it, Sandra?
That is so good.
So
that
true,
is
though.
gold. I would actually pay premium just to watch that video. Oh, God, just don't do it. How about we just don't cheat on people?
And my last words going, I don't know what you're talking about.
Cause of death.
It meant nothing.
She was, imagine, no, that's what you need to say. If that ever happens to you, I would be like, I'd drop a bomb and then just die.
I'd be literally upright. She's like, I know what you did. And I'd be like, what are you on about? No, I didn't. What are you on about?
All of a sudden,
Where's
back
your
to
proof?
life. Yeah. Oh, just don't do it, guys. Don't cheat.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I have an Am I the Arsehole? Was that the only response? Just Kerry Hilson?
There were loads.
Bring them then.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got time.
I just thought Kerry Hilson just did really well there. Okay, yeah. Another famous person, you don't know her. She already knew, but thanks for confirming. Now she's about to rip out your heart and see if you can handle it, which we already discussed.
Shaggy's best friend or something.
She already knows, finds it funny that you finally fessed up and is plotting her plans. You made her feel better about what she's going to do tonight when she's done with that makeup. Oh, God. And then one guy commented, I'm going to pray for you, bro.
Every man listening to this podcast now is just going,
Can I actually ask you something?
Go on.
From a guy's point of view.
We're doing a podcast, Nimi.
Yeah. If your friend
Don't say stuff like this.
No.
I know what you're going to say.
If your friend cheated on his partner, on his girlfriend or wife,
yes.
Would you advise him to fess up to the truth? Or would you tell him bro, just don't let it get out. Cover up.
I would advise him to fess up. I don't know why I said fess up. I sounded like an absolute G.
Yeah.
I would tell him to confess. That is the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
Be honest. Obviously, you don't like this person, so maybe just break up with them. Which I know is not perfect. But then also, I'm like, but whatever you decide, I'll back you up.
Okay.
Whatever you decide, I'll back you up. But you know that the guilt is going to be just eating at you forever.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's just maybe not going to work out.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, but I'll back up my friends 100%.
I feel like most guys would be like, bro, do not tell her.
I've had friends that have told me stuff like that, years ago, and I was just so disappointed. One time, I knew my friend had been up to something, years, I'm talking years and years and years back. And I was like, hey, mate, how was your weekend? What did you get up to? And he's like, nothing you would approve of. Because he knows it's not something I would consider in that sense. So I wouldn't be happy about him doing that. So he didn't tell me, but I knew something had gone on. But I was just like, all right, cool. I'll ask nothing, but I'll back him up, and I won't be then going, well, if you don't say anything,
I'm going to.
I'll never
you
do
don't want to be
anything
that person.
You just back them up, whatever they want to do, and you stick by them because people can change and people can improve. But obviously, the best way to go is honesty, because they always fucking know.
Well, you're just a good friend, I think.
Thank you very much, Nimi.
Yeah, well done.
How do you, so when you argue with Deep, because you are I think you and Catherine are very similar. How do you disagree? I was going to say argue, but how would you disagree?
In terms of if he said...
How do you argue?
In terms of if he said something and I'm arguing with him, I'm responding.
You argue at him.
No.
I can't imagine you... I know you're feisty.
Yeah.
And I know you have opinions.
No.
And I know when you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
Even when you're wrong, you're right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But how do you do it?
I am... Our friend Jay Shetty actually identifies...
Actually, now we can say friend of the podcast. Because he was Jay Shetty followed the podcast.
Jay Shetty follows the What Would You Do podcast. I sent a screenshot to JJ and I said, we've made it, we can retire.
And that was us after episode 1.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We've got nothing left. We're literally just doing
How can it get any better than that?
And I can't believe it's taken to episode 6 for us to say everything.
Yeah. So he says, when you're fighting with your partner, there's the venter, there's the type of fighter. So the venter, which is rah, 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 just wants to get it all out. There's God, I'm going to get this wrong. Hider, like, which is basically me, where you just go really quiet. You want to hibernate. You just don't want to talk to your partner. You want to like process everything. Yeah. And I think I'm the hider.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think you're similar to Catherine because she's also the hider. She'll very much like cocoon within herself.
Yeah.
I've done something to piss her off. I've done something. She don't want to just react in that moment.
Yeah.
And then she'll kind of go away and let it marinate for a bit.
And what would you do?
Are you all right? Is everything all right? Are you sure? Are you sure? Like, I know something's wrong because you can just tell me. And then after a while, maybe a few days down the line, when I know it's still fucking there, then she'll come out and then just go bang, 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 bang. There was like a time last week where she just hammered me. She just like hammered me about the fact I haven't fed Phoenix as much as she has. And she's right. Like, I'm working all day.
She came through with the facts.
She came through with facts while feeding him. And I was just sat there on my laptop like, yeah, I think you're right, actually. I haven't really thought about his feeding at all, to be honest. I know I was on his milks. I was on his milks. What, he's eating food now?
Yeah, but look, you didn't go to university, so let me just break it down for you, what they taught you when you're making an argument.
I went to drama school.
You went to drama school.
So actually, I'm probably more well equipped.
The equivalent.
Yes.
So introduction, argument, counter-argument, conclusion. Okay.
It's like an English essay.
Right. So introduction, lay it down, like Catherine probably did. So, JJ, let's sit down and talk. I just have a few things I want to say.
I actually felt like she was in front of me for half a second.
There you go.
It was really bad.
I realised I couldn't maintain the accent. I was like, it's either going to turn to an Indian accent or an Australian accent.
Just watching the confidence fall from your body was quite funny to witness.
My
JJ,
soul
how about it? You know? Fucking hell, mate. Fucking hell. You ain't JJ that. Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
It was instant regret that I started it.
Like, bless you for trying.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Catherine.
Can you do any accents?
Australian.
Go on then.
Like, really, really strong Australian accent. Yeah. An Aussie accent I could do. But that's as far as it goes.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What about you?
What would you like me to do?
South African.
You're right, bro. I'm doing my South African accent.
Wow.
It was close.
Irish.
I don't know what just. JJ Nimi on the podcast.
Okay, and finally Indian.
I'm not doing
I knew it. I knew it.
I'm not doing that because I'm just going to sound like fucking Apu. I'm just not going to do it.
I just wanted you to do it so everyone could cancel you fully. That's all I wanted. I want the podcast for myself.
Fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah,
no, I won't. Oh, God. Is that the thread?
Yeah, pretty much.
Am I the arsehole?
Yeah, go on. You did it. You actually did it. Am I the arsehole? Like a few episodes ago, which I really liked.
Yeah, so it's like a scenario.
Yeah.
And then we just got to work out whether this person that's writing the scenario is the arsehole. We'll also like do what would you do in that situation as well.
Yeah.
But we do have a listener what would you do, which coming next.
Okay.
The title of this is The Girlfriend Who Dared to Menstruate.
Oh.
So my boyfriend is really protective over his furniture. I assume it's because they're white, the furniture.
Yeah.
The boyfriend also might be. They listen to this podcast, they're most likely.
Yeah.
This really shows when I'm on my period. My boyfriend does humiliating things like placing sheets on all of the chairs and lounges. I feel like if I were to leak, I'd just leak through the sheets anyway. And makes me sleep in the guest bedroom on the first 2 days of my period, brackets, my heaviest days, and then he even asks me about when was the last time I changed my tampon.
Oh my God.
I'm a grown woman who has had a period since the age of 12. I don't need somebody to remind me to change a tampon. When he does this, I just feel embarrassed and it gives me the vibe that he cares more about materialistic objects than me. I'm not even allowed to cuddle him during my period. He acts like I'm just gushing like a waterfall or something. It's a TLC song.
Yeah, wow.
Don't go chasing.
Don't go chasing.
I started my period yesterday, and as I expected, the sheets come out. I decided to put my foot down and take all of the sheets off the furniture, which got my boyfriend irritated, to which I told him that he needs to stop treating me like a leaking juice box.
Oh my gosh. She's using the right words.
She really is painting the picture. He's saying that I have no right to prevent him from keeping his expensive furniture clean and that I'm the one acting like a jerk.
Oh.
I need to know, am I the arsehole?
there is so much to decipher there.
Yeah, he's basically calling his missus a Capri Sun, which is not very nice.
Look, I really like it when guys are educated about the menstrual cycle. I like it when they get it, they understand it, they know it's not easy for the woman, that it actually isn't just like the days we're on our period, it's the whole month that is taken into consideration. That I appreciate. But he's just going to a whole other level here. Like, it's a part of life. One day, if you get married to her, you're going to want a kid.
Yeah.
And it's all because of this menstrual cycle that you'll be able to get a kid, God willing.
Yes.
So
back to the egg. This is the episode of the egg.
Wow.
Episode 6.
We didn't even know that.
Like, if you're looking at our plan sheet, it just says E, G, G. Have fun. That's what this episode is.
And it's like, what came first?
We'll answer it by the end, guys.
We will. Well, we'll try. I don't think she's an asshole at all.
No, what's literally none whatsoever.
No.
He's a massive asshole.
Not even 1%.
Maybe she does have a heavy flow. If she's wearing a tampon, she won't be flowing.
No.
So.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, you'd hope not.
As long as she's changing
for her,
it.
You'd hope not.
Yeah.
Not for him.
Yeah.
I think that he's a massive Belendio.
Yeah. Look, I think this is a red flag, pun intended.
It's a deep red flag.
It's a deep flowing red flag.
It's a deep red flag. And instead of the pole for the flag, it's just a long string.
We are nuts today. No, like, this is dangerous. This is dangerous territory. That is crazy. How did we do that, JJ? It's a red... Okay, back to it. Yeah. It's a real red flag. Like, I'm putting myself in her position. Sorry, also, why are you keeping a track of my menstrual cycle so hard? Like, that's my job.
I knew when it was Catherine's period because it was your period.
Yeah.
And then, like, hers was always... No, I'd always know when you were coming on.
Because it would be the same time as Catherine.
Yeah, it was always like a day after Catherine.
Yeah.
So, like, a day after Catherine came on the period.
Yeah.
Just the both most important women in my life in the UAE were just at the same time. It was good to deal with you both.
At the same time. So you just knew when to stage exit.
I knew I had a good 21 days with you guys. But I knew with a week, keep clear.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Yes.
Be loving.
Be patient.
Be admirable.
Yeah, I love that. The thing is, with this, and I'm going to bring culture and religion into this now.
Please don't.
No. growing up from like an Indian culture perspective.
Same.
Yeah.
As you could tell by my accent earlier.
Obviously. Being on your period was like completely taboo. And
really?
It's still not very spoken about. Like, even for you to mention it to your dad, for example, like, Dad, I'm on my period. I remember when I was young, he would be like, Don't tell me that. Whereas it would be fine to talk to your mum about it and your aunties and whatever. But generally, like, also with religion, if you're on your period, you can't go to the temple because it's deemed like dirty.
Oh, I thought that guy in the story owned the temple or something, was putting sheets down everywhere.
No. But this kind of reminds me of it. Like, also so embarrassing if there's sheets everywhere. And what if you got visitors?
Yeah.
They come over, then they're going to know you're on.
Why would they know you? Oh, yeah.
Because the
in
sheets
this story.
are out.
Yeah,
in this particular
it's
story.
like a murder, or like, you know, when you move in a house or painting and decorating or something.
Yeah.
And you've just got sheets over everything.
Yeah. Also, if my partner turned to me and goes, looks at his watch and goes, babe, it's been a couple of hours. I think you need to change that tampon.
Off to the guest room.
I would backhand him back to Africa.
Yeah, he's got a set of bollocks on him.
Yeah.
Especially when it's that time. Do you know what I mean?
Intense. No, you are not an asshole, babe.
Yeah, please.
Not at all. Get rid of him.
I am so good at period chats.
Yeah.
I honestly think people think I'm also a lady. The way women open up to me about their periods.
That's because you have so many sisters.
So many sisters.
Yeah.
Doesn't freak me out whatsoever. Like, even my nanny talks about her periods to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was just like, Catherine knew she had a period, but I knew she had stomach pain, and I was just talking to her like, so you all right? You all right? You got stomach pain? Like anything I can do? He's like, no, it's just period. And I was like, cool.
So here's what we're going to do right now, because we love to role play.
And Catherine was looking for my reaction to see how I reacted, but I was just like, fucking tick, boom.
So on What Would You Do, we love to role play. We love to have these little scenarios.
What are we doing
So
now?
here's what we're going to do. Yeah. Okay, JJ, you've got inshallah one day, a little girl, okay? And she comes to you, okay? Yeah. So you're sitting down doing some work. Pretend you're typing or something. Pretending to work, as he always does. Hi, Daddy.
No, you just call me Daddy. You know that makes me feel sick.
Okay. Hi, Papa.
Papa. Morning, Papa.
Papa. The milkman is here. Go on. Hi,
the
Dad.
The quail eggs are off again.
Hi, Dad.
Hello, my daughter.
Dad, I really...
Aisha Gertrude.
What?
That's my daughter's name. We're role playing. Aisha Gertrude.
Aisha Gertrude
is my daughter's name.
That's a confused child.
Yeah.
That is confused. Okay. Dad, I really want to talk to you about something. So...
Open up.
Yeah, I was at school today. I just got back home, but I was just at school and I went to the toilet just before I came home. And when I went to the toilet, there was like...
Chat to your mum. I want to hear no more. Scene.
JJ.
It's how you would deal with it in the 1980s. Let's go again. Okay. Let's go again.
And that is what not to do.
Let's go again.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on at school.
Okay. It's actually, Dad, I wasn't talking about school. I was talking about I went to the toilet.
How is Mrs. Atkins? She spoke about me much?
She said, yeah, she's mentioned you quite a bit.
Good
she
to know.
said you're a very nice man.
I'll drop her a message.
She asked me if Mum was still around.
Well, I'll go meet up with her and tell her if Mum is still around and I'll answer her. In person, like adults.
Nice.
Behind closed doors.
Yeah, lovely.
And if you see her at home,
yeah,
it's Daddy's little secret, isn't it? We don't tell Mummy about Mrs. Atkins because we're doing extra homework, aren't we?
Yes, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy. Back to what I'm trying to talk to you about.
Tell me about your period.
Yeah. What the hell, JJ?
Okay, go on, tell me.
Okay, so I went to the toilet and there was some like funny stuff that came out. And there was like blood. Is that normal? Am I dying?
Aisha Gertrude, sit down. No,
I'm
not on my knee.
Oh.
Sit down on the floor.
Uh-huh.
Stand up, actually.
Okay.
Is it still happening?
Yes.
Okay. That is good to know, Aisha Gertrude. Let's...
You've got this.
Let's...
Yes.
I have some baby wipes.
Yeah.
That Mrs. Atkins brought me when she last came round. She used and left.
Jade!
So I'm going to go grab them.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tell you, you're going to go to the toilet and just wipe that up off your leg.
Okay.
It's completely normal.
Okay.
I'm going to sit down and explain this is all part of growing up and maturing from a young girl through to becoming a teenager.
Okay. So does that mean now, Daddy, I can have a baby? Does this mean I'm pregnant?
This means you're not pregnant.
Okay. But like...
Should you be pregnant?
But,
how do you know about these?
But like Sarah Selva Kumar at school... because we appreciate...
How's Mrs. Selva Kumar? Go on.
But Sarah Selva Kumar at school said that this means I can have babies now.
Yes, you can have babies.
And so Rajendra...
When you are ready and when you have finished your education and you've gone to university and you've lived your life.
Okay.
Because I believe every woman has the right to live an amazing life before they take on any more responsibilities of having their own children. Unless you are in love and you are ready to take that next step to have a baby, then you should talk about it.
See, Mrs. Atkins said that she tried to have a baby, but she said that she lost it. She was seeing someone who could only last 10 seconds.
And when I said lost it, she lost her way. She lost her way. And Mrs. Atkins hasn't been the same for a while.
Yeah,
and
I can
that's
tell.
why she comes around the house. Yeah. Because I help her with homework.
Thank you, Daddy. That was so insightful.
I haven't finished.
Oh.
You're going to clean yourself up.
Yeah.
Just your leg. And then you're going to sit there, watch TV, have some snacks. I'm going to go to the shop. Yeah. I'm going to get you a tampon or Tampax. Tampax would be better,
Period
right?
pad, yeah.
Period pads. And then I'm going to show you a YouTube video that tells you how to place it. Or do I? No.
No.
I wouldn't.
No.
I don't want to.
No.
So I just did. The way you were looking at me was like...
No, you could show her on like a pair of pants.
Yeah.
How to put it on and do it with her.
Yeah, because I don't want to show.
No. Look, I think you did really well there.
Thank you.
I'm hoping you just stuck to option A, which was just to refer her to Catherine. Because there is no need for all of
Maybe
that.
things were better in the 1980s. Yeah. We're so scared to not be like woke enough that we've got to do things exactly right.
Totally.
Even though maybe I wasn't 100% comfortable with the idea of it.
Yeah, I think the 1980s had it right. Like racism, all for it.
Poverty.
Gender inequality.
Minimum
like
wage.
Women deserve nothing.
Yes, no votes.
Yeah.
Too right.
We're here for that.
We're not.
Look, what would you do? That's what the podcast
I
is
do
called.
worry that people don't watch this episode. This is one to watch. Because you don't know whether we're being sarcastic or not at times.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take everything we've said as a pinch of salt.
We are joking, everyone. And if you're listening to this, you know not to take us seriously anyway.
Periods are no joke, though, Nimi.
They are no joke. It's actually not funny.
Yeah.
And there's not enough medicine or, things done in the healthcare world to actually look after us. I actually think all period stuff and healthcare should be free, but it is not. Anyway, that's a whole other discussion. And that's on Healthcare with JJ Nimi.
This is a movement. This podcast is a movement. We're here for change. We're here for reform.
This is the What Would You Do podcast. And we love it when you send through your ridiculous scenarios, stories, situations that have happened to you or your friends, that you just want to share it with us and you just want to know how we would react and what we would do.
Yeah.
We do keep it very anonymous.
100% anonymous. This has been messaged to us on What Would You Do podcast on Instagram. You can also do it. So just drop a message of like scenarios you've been going through, however extreme. It doesn't have to be your scenario. It could be a friend. It could be a friend of a friend.
Correct.
But we will tell you what we would do in that situation.
Okay, so here we go. We have an anonymous message from Anonymous who said, I went on a phlegm. I went on a date with a guy. I told him that I wasn't interested. Very politely the next day. He was desperate for more, though. He bought me a MacBook Pro.
Fuck off.
And AirPod Pros.
This is the most Dubai thing I've ever heard.
As well as making up that he went on a date with another woman, as he thought that might sway me back and make me jealous.
Say he's got options.
She said, mate, if the MacBook Pro didn't do that, this won't either. What would you do?
It's a MacBook Pro, Nimi.
There's a lot on the line here.
And the thing is, the way these machines are set up, in a few years' time, she'll need another MacBook Pro.
She will. She'll need an upgrade.
Exactly.
That's when you just call him up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, long time.
God, what's going
Where
on?
have you been? I was just
Have you seen the new iOS update?
Sorry, I thought I lost your number, but the new iOS update, I wish I had it. Look, I think these things are really expensive. They're an investment. But is it worth being with someone that you don't like?
This guy's an absolute baller, by the way. That he is just after one date, he is now just throwing laptops and iPads and iWatches her way just to try and lure her in. And then go, oh, by the way, I'm on another date tonight, so this bag needs securing ASAP.
Here's what he was doing.
He must have the smallest peen.
Right? That is instantly what I think, by the way. Like, I don't know if a lot of girls think like that, but that's instantly what I think.
Yeah.
I also think, like, really insecure, has to use materialistic things to, like, feel validated and loved. Another red flag.
Yeah, it's like sugar daddy material.
Yeah.
I'd love to know how old he was.
Also, if someone gifted you, like, something super expensive, would you not think, what does he want in return? Wait, what did you say?
Would I suck what? What did you say?
No, JJ.
I thought that's what you were doing.
No.
For an iPad.
No.
Pretty quick.
For one AirPod.
Yeah, for one AirPod. Who knows what I have to do for the right ear?
That's just one ear covered. No, wouldn't you think oh, if he gets me this, I would feel obliged to go on more dates with him. I'd feel obliged to.
Nah, you'd take the laptop and you'd run, because you know he's a psychopath, and you know he's got 20 of this anonymous writer on the go at one time. I know it for a fact.
I'll tell you
he's just got credit cards after credit cards and just swiping.
I'll tell you a funny story related to this. So me and Deep were together for over a year, when we were 18 years old. And, we were young, so whatever, we had a fight, we broke up. I wasn't responding to any texts or calls because, as we discussed earlier, I'm a hibernator, I'm a hider, I don't want to deal with it.
What did he buy you?
No, wait for it. I get a text message from him, and he's going to laugh at me sharing this because we talk about it all the time to this day, 13 years later.
No.
I get a text message from him, or a BBM or whatever it was. And he was like, I took your sister to the cinema once. You owe me £20. And so I was like, sure. I literally responded like, yeah, sure. And I was like, what's your bank details? I'll send you the money.
He must have gone 2 for Tuesday because 20 quid.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheapskate deep.
But imagine if a guy's got you a MacBook Pro and like all your stuff is on there and he asks for it back.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I couldn't do it.
It's really, the thing is with MacBooks though, if you do set it up for yourself, it's so difficult to change the passwords, change everything. So hopefully the person that bought it would understand that it's now hers or his.
The other thing that we're like passing over here and not really touching on is the fact that he tried to pretend he was dating someone else as well.
The thing is, that might be true, but I highly doubt it. Like whoever this lady is, she has to be a smoke bomb. Yeah. She has to be a smoke bomb.
Yeah.
Have you seen the profile picture?
Yes, she is Smokey McSmokeyson in a beautiful way.
Yeah. So she's a smoke bomb. The guy needs her. He's throwing whatever out. But also goes to the fact, like, has this worked before for him?
Exactly. How many people has he given MacBook Pros to? Or...
That's so Dubai.
Maybe she's an anomaly.
When are women going to start sugar mummying me?
Yes.
Are there sugar mummies in the region?
100%, by the way.
Hit me up.
I often say to Deep, like, look, if times get tough, you know what to do.
What?
What?
What would he have to do?
Like, you know, there's just arm candy. A lot of like older women love